On this week's GoGCast, it's not so live from GamesCom. We share our favorite highlights from opening night live, and in case you missed it, Hollow Knight Silksong is coming out next week. Kat continues her quest to catch all the airplanes in the sky, and we play a round of what came first. It's GoGCast time, so let's go.
Get ready for the Girls on Games podcast, your weekly dose of news, reviews, and everything video games. Always served with a good helping of hype and just a pinch of salt. And now, your host, Leah.
Hello and welcome to another Girls on Games podcast. My name is Leah. I'm the host of the show. This is episode number 506, and it's the Kat and Leah show again for the third time. Joelle is still in the middle of moving.
She said she hasn't set up her PC yet, so...
Okay, so I said in the Discord chat, am I just the weirdo that the first thing they set up is the PC? It's either the PC or a console.
Yeah.
Even before the bed, even before
really?
Kitchen. I'm just like, no,
Really?
I'm going right to my computer.
See, yeah, I'm bed and bathroom first. If I can sleep and I can wash, everything else will follow suit.
There you go. Let's get through some housekeeping and remind you that if you enjoy this show, you can subscribe. We're available on Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Podbean. If you'd like to get some GOG merch, you can do that by going to designbyhumans.com/shop/girlsongames. Maybe you'd like to give us a tip, maybe buy us a coffee. You can do that by going to our Ko-fi. That's ko-fi.com/girlsongames. Kat, it's been a busy week, and Monday gets her going again, and it's going to be another busy week. How was your week?
Bit more quieter. Definitely less of me running around trying to remember what I did.
That's really always the hard thing.
Yeah, really not much. I'm going to be honest. I am low on funds.
I mean, you just replaced your whole front balcony and stairs and whatnot.
Yeah. And I cleared my credit card last week, and then I'm like, I got like $300 until next week when I get my paycheck, and I'm like, I haven't been this paycheck to paycheck in fucking years. So I kind of sat tight. We did have dinner with my mother-in-law and sister-in-law because, as is tradition, my mother-in-law buys land, builds house on land, sells house to buy land to. Anyway, she says this is the last house. Famous last word. She was in Laval because there's a place called Seragres that is a ceramic place. She loves that place. So they then swung by to have dinner with us at one of the Vietnamese restaurants, the many Vietnamese restaurants that are in the area where I live. So that was about it. Other than that, I went to work, and pretty much it compared to last week, which was busy, even though I was alone. And this week, like, Pascal came back, and I think the two of us just kind of like petered out. And also this week on Friday, we're going to the spa that I had to move back.
Right.
'Cause I was sick for our anniversary. So now we're like, all right, it's a long weekend. My last like Friday of summer hours that I have the afternoon off. So this weekend is going to be a nice, also relaxing weekend. Going to do a few things around the house and go soak for a few hours.
Sarah Grass reminds me many moons ago, before I even worked at Aldo as web designer, I had a freelance company with a friend, and we worked on their website. That's a good 17 years ago, probably. 16, 17 years ago, maybe? Yeah.
It sounds about it.
Yeah. Many moons ago. I had a busy week. One of the coolest projects that I have gotten to work on in the last little while released last week. It's been a staggered release. As many of you know, because one week it was my fault because this happened on a Monday night. We did a iHeartRadio Live Canada with 3 Days Grace at the Mod Club here in Toronto, and I had to, switch the podcast recording around because it's my fault. And all of that was in preparation for a series of content pieces, as well as like the actual show, but like a series of content pieces that we were releasing, tied to their new album releasing that came out on Friday called Alien Nation. And we released 2 videos of 2 single songs, Mayday and Never Too Late. And then on Thursday, we released the video of the entire performance, and then the Q&A on Friday, and then Friday as well on the rock stations and I Heard Heavy Rock. We released a special album release party that used content from that event, and music, 2 of the live recordings and music from their new album as a special for radio. And it was really exciting to see that actually come to fruition. And
that's
one of my
lot of work.
Oh yeah, and my team fucking killed it. They're so good at what they do, and especially because we've been down staff members too, so it's been a real scramble. But it's been fantastic to work on something like that, you know, and to see it come to life, and to see people really like it. When we released the first 2 songs, people were like, "Oh my god, they should release a full album live," and like, also, is there more? Is there more? And we were like, just you wait, it's coming. Yeah, so I think one of the songs is approaching like 200,000 views on YouTube. The full performance is encroaching on like 70,000 right now, and that just came out Thursday. And then one of the other songs is almost at 70, and I think the Q&A is 7K or something like that. So it's doing like really well. I'm like, wee! So yeah, and also too, 3 Days Grace is awesome, and it's so nice to work in rock music, because rock music is, you know, it's not the top of the thoughts right now. I know we collectively on this podcast and in our community, we all are pretty well big rock fans, but like pop country's having such a moment right now, but like so much fun. And that album is so good. So if you get a chance, go listen to the 3 Days Grace album. Yeah. Apologies, which is their second single. It's been out for a while. That's a really good song. You would enjoy it. All right. Let's get into the Fantasy Critic. This is going to be the week a whole lot of nothing. Why? Because in our league, the podcast league, there were no points, no bids, and no drops. So we remain Kat, Joelle, myself. Then in the community league, only one game has released over the past week that someone had selected. Sword of the Sea, which got a very good review at 87.17, and that was on Ross's list. So nice points for him. Additionally, no bids and no drops. So the ranking is as follows: Pat, Margot, Ross, Albang, Kat, Fred, Jessica, myself, Phoenix, Simon, NJK, Kyle, Stainsby Kingsby, and Joelle. And guess what? No games were released for Joelle.
I think another one of her games got pushed to 2026.
I'm going to jump back down to the list again and see. It was oh my god, literally she has 3 games with her counterpick. Grand Theft Auto next year. Unannounced mainline 3D platformer. It's locked because it's counterpicked, but you know, we're probably not gonna. Dave the Diver in the Jungle. Not now. Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra. Not happening. World of Warcraft Midnight. X'd out. Not released this year. So she's got Coffee Talk Tokyo, Mouse PI for Hire, and Mina the Howler as a counterpick.
Rip.
She's still got lots of stuff, and I bet you she has tons of money now. Yeah, she has $91. The only person who has more is Simon at $100. Come on, guys. Start bidding.
You should start like bidding and just dropping these games and bidding. I have only 1 spot left on my roster.
Yeah,
I think 1 or 2.
I've got 2, and I've got counterpicks. Ooh, Reanimal got pushed to next year, so that's no zeros. Or it is all zeros. No losing. Yeah.
Oh, you can do a conditional drop. That's what I did.
Yeah, I've already used my super master drop.
No, but you can do a conditional drop. That's what I did in the podcast.
In a counterpick?
Oh, in a counterpick. No,
I don't think I can do it in a counterpick.
I didn't realize it was a counterpick.
I'm fine as a counterpick. Yeah, I've got 2 spots left. I got to find 2 more things to put in here. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yep. Just wait. Next week it'll take off, especially since some of the games actually got dates during Gamescom.
Holy shit.
Yeah, talk about some of those. We'll get into that. First, though, Kat, what are you playing?
First, I would like to issue a formal apology.
There is no apologizing in this podcast. There's none. Not when you give good recommendations, Catherine, and everybody under the sun starts playing the game that you're hooked on.
Two Discord servers I'm in, I had to make separate threads for Sky Cards. It really took off on the work Discord. It was just like, I love this guy. He works in IT, and he was just like, gee, a little game where you catch play. What would they think of next? That's really simple and dumb. Anyway, here's my first rare. And he's been obsessed. There's another guy who's basically like live tweeting almost like, okay, if you go like near the border of Mexico in Arizona, there's like this giant, like this Boeing like cargo, major cargo, like he's been calling like these weird like super rare planes. He's been looking for like an Antonov, or like we saw a few Hercules here and there, but you know, like he's looking for like the Beluga, shit like that. Because he basically said that he does a lot of deploying. Because he's an architect. He's a programmer. He works in a game studio. You know, you do a git commit and you look at stuff move, right?
Yep.
And he said he used to do YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reel, which is basically the same as my TikTok addiction. Yeah. And now he's like, because of you, now I'm just catching planes. I'm like, but this is better, right? He's like, it is. Yes, thank you. And then on our Discord, Xampao, Stainsby started also like talking about it, and I was just like, let's just make a discussion. I know Darth recently started playing as well. And my friend Antoine also, like, he's on vacation. He says he's been binging. A lot of them caught up to me. I was like level 22 when I went, and I shared it like on a work Discord, and a lot of these people just kind of caught up to me in level. I think it's just like it resonates with a lot of people that were having a lot of doom scrolling problems. But yeah, so I basically told them I went from doom scrolling and then, you know, like often hearing airplanes outside and being like, I wonder what this plane is and where it's from, and then found the game form of it, and I have been addicted ever since. And so sorry, not sorry, but Skycard has taken off.
The puns. Yeah, I was playing it too. I think I'm level like 7 or something. I was showing it to Mike today, and I was telling my mom about it because my mom listens to the podcast, as you all know. And I was saying, yeah, Kat was playing this game and it's really awesome. And she's like, you're crazy. Like, now we're all playing it and here we are. We're learning about airplanes and catching them. But yeah, I do think it's better than doom scrolling.
It is. And then you realize that a lot of like domestic flights in Canada rely heavily on Dash 8s and CRGs, which are ancient. But hey, if it works, that's what I'm finding out is like when I was talking to my colleague who's big on airplanes because her like boyfriend is studying to be a pilot, and she comes from a long family of a lot of people were bush pilots or firefighters and stuff like that. Because she's from Western Canada in the boondocks. And she was saying a lot of like these old ass airplanes are important because they have short takeoff and landing distance.
Yeah, and so that would be important on the down here on the island.
So like the Boeing, I think it's the 327s that were like in the 60s, like the first ones, like with Panama Airlines and whatever. Because back then, like a lot of airports didn't have like paved runways. They can still land like on rocks and gravel. And a lot of these Dash 8s were like modeled that are like the Dash 8s, the planes with the turbo propellers. They don't need a lot of runway and they can land like basically on rocks. So I was looking like all over northern Canada and like Greenland, and it's all of these like tiny ass airplanes are really, really old Boeings. And I realized it's because they can land in the middle of fucking nowhere. And it was just, again, the rabbit hole. I kept falling further, deeper down the rabbit hole. It's just now I'm dragging people along with me. I'm just like, oh, wow, really? Like these old Boeings can land. That's why they still use them in the Arctic. And then somebody jumps and he's like, yeah, and that's also why the dash. We've just been like, I am sorry. It is, I don't know if I'm going to do like Pokemon Go and eventually I'll peter out of it. But it is, that collection aspect is scratching something in my brain that hasn't been scratched since Pokemon Go.
I wonder if the folks at Flight Radar 24 are seeing an influx of players due to us talking about this.
Maybe. I know.
I'm really curious.
It went semi-viral on TikTok. That's how I first heard about it.
Okay, cool.
Because I started just looking at flight radars, like I said, to know what the planes above me were. But it was just like, And then probably because I looked at that, my TikTok was like, let me feed you this TikTok of this girl who does like gaming content on TikTok. And basically talked about Skycard. And as soon as I saw it, I installed it and I've been hooked ever since. I hope. She was like, I kind of want to gatekeep this because I'm afraid like if it gets too popular, it'll be bad. It'll become bad. Like a bit like how once something gets real, they try to hyper monetize it. So far, it hasn't been the case. Like I said, I'm playing organically. I have like something like 500 coins and I'm not bad about like, I'm not precious about spending it. Like if there's an airplane I see, I'll spend 10 coins to get 5 extra photos. Like I said, I often, instead of doom scrolling, I'll sit at an airport. Like before recording today, I sat in Seattle for 30 minutes and I'll, pay to be at the airport, pay to extend the radar, and then pay to have infinite photos for 30 minutes, all with in-game currency. And today I was like kind of like looking at, I had 600 coins. If you don't battle and you don't gamble, you kind of like accumulate it very organically. And the only thing where I could say I could blow all my money is when I looked at the consumables, like Catch Anywheres are expensive.
Yeah, I saw that pop up as like now unlocked or something, right? As leveled up.
Yeah, you get some at randoms. You can get random items like the Catch Anywhere, the camera stabilizers, and the Catch Again, so that you can, if you've caught an airplane, you can't catch it for a certain amount of time unless you use that consumable.
Okay.
So if you want to kind of like get a card up for some reason. But yeah, I went to see how much were like the camera stabilizers are pretty cheap. And it's all with in-game currency. You can buy, like I said, packs of the in-game currency. Everything else is just purchased with in-game currency. I think like the most expensive I saw was like the Catch Anywhere's like 5 of them is like 600 coins, which is like a week's worth of playing for me without, spending too much money. If you do like your personal missions and you take perfect photos. But I was like, I play so much that I accumulate a lot of these stuff. I'm not too precious about the coins, and I'm basically swimming in it. Like
you're like Scrooge McDuck, swimming in your coins to spend on taking photos of aeroplanes.
A friend of mine, like at UB, who's also like fucking addicted. He said he'd never get past the 200 coins, but he every day, like at least twice a day, he spends to go like to hop around the United States because he's on a hunt for like all the military airplanes. So of course the United States is prime for that. So, and he says like, I haven't been past 200, but he's like, I haven't also ran out of coins to the point where I can't do what I want to do. So again, it is very generous, and it is, I hope they don't realize they got thunder, like lightning in a bottle, and decide to like hyper monetize that shit and like make it bad.
It's interesting, both this and Pokemon Go, which was the game that spawned out of that, I believe was Ingress, where it's using real-time data to derive it, so it doesn't necessarily need an algorithm per se. So like that one's using the actual flight radars, but then Ingress and Pokemon Go was using high traffic cell phone areas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And key points of interest for Pokestops and Pokeshops and whatever else.
Yeah, and AR. A lot of AR. This game has no AR.
No AR. I turned off the AR in Pokemon Go because I found it was hard to use and eat battery life like crazy.
It ate battery a lot. I was talking to a friend about it. He stopped playing Pokemon Go. He tried to get back into it because his friends were playing. And I was like, what is it? It was like too much shit. Because like I tried to get back into Candy Crush and it was like pop-up after pop-up after pop-up after pop-up of like, let me just match some fucking candies. And even after you're matched, they're like, battle pass progress, this challenge progress, this and unlock this. And oh, would you like to buy consumables? I'm like, just let me play. He said it wasn't that for Pokemon Go. It's just it got really overwhelming really fast. I think Pokemon Go, instead of like going hyper monetization, they went with hyper gameplay mechanics and just added to keep people in game and keep people playing. Because apparently just collecting and doing simple battles with your Pokemons wasn't enough. This is like Skycard. Basically, they went to a certain point and they were like, good enough. Have fun, airplane nerds. And I 100% think this is a gateway for them because they do sell like premium membership on FlightRadar24.com
right.
to have like more information to set up alerts for flights and just basically stock airplanes. And I think like if you pay for Flight Radar and then you use Skyscard, then you can set up like a fucking notification center to know when an airplane is flying so you can catch it in the game. Like I wouldn't be surprised if that's what like the real nerds are doing. I'm still just like kind of like I just need something to keep my brain and my finger from opening TikTok or Reddit or Instagram, or like I let myself look at social media still, but I try to like be mindful about it, stop it more, or just like if I'm really brain dead and I know that I'm going to get sucked into TikTok, I'm like, no, let's travel in Skycard for like a random airport where there's a lot of planes right now. Let's just catch planes, and after that you're going to bed. And it's really, really helped. It's dumb, but it's like I have a bunch of friends that are curing their addiction, social media addiction with that. And Staines from our Discord said that he's really enjoyed playing it with his son.
Yes,
son.
That's
it's
what I think is
kids.
Really great. It's great with kids, yeah, because like especially if they're curious about airplanes and stuff, and like it's just the way it's illustrated too. Totally gets that. Like I went in and started like changing my avatar, and I'm like was laughing at all of them, especially because like once you have it saved as the avatar, it starts moving and awkwardly because I added ears and then they were moving. I'm like, my ears don't do that.
I know it's a little uncanny.
Yeah, it's a little wacky.
I set up my avatar, but once I was like, okay, you look wacky enough. I haven't really gone back because every time you level up, that's how you unlock customization items for your avatar. There's no monetization in that front. It's really just leveling up. I was like, okay, like I'm satisfied with this. I'll forget about it. But yeah, no, what I like about this game is like when you take the photos, it shows you the airplane from like the bottom.
Yeah.
So that you can like recognize them when they're flying above you. And then the cards that are 3D, the cards are 3D, or if you click on Airpedia and you have like the info and there's a 3D model of the plane, that one also you can rotate. It's kind of finicky because the page also scrolls to see all the info. So sometimes you try to interact with the model, but the page just scrolls. It's just with that, I've learned to like recognize some airplanes.
Cool.
I'm at the point where just by sound, I know if it's a Dash 8 because of the
so
pops.
my phone, not gonna lie, my phone never has the volume on because I work in radio, so it's very rare, and like not often do I have headphones on when I'm playing that game, because usually if I have headphones on, I'm listening to a podcast or YouTube video or something. You're saying there's sounds in there too?
No, I turn off the audio from the game. I'm talking about like when I'm outside.
Oh, because then you look in your phone, you're like, that's a Dash 8.
Yes, but now it's just like I hear the like that sounds like propellers, and I look out the window. It is indeed a Dash 8.
Oh wow! It is teaching you things.
I'm good at recognizing the CRG's the jetliners, like the old CRGs from Canadair, and now they're Bombardier because Bombardier bought them. Just because in the 90s, like those the wings used to like be very to the back of the airplane, so they got this really long nose, it looks like. Now the wings are more like at the halfway point. So those I've been recognizing because like they're so old. But and sometimes I can make the difference between an Airbus and a Boeing just because I know like Air Canada Rouge uses Airbuses, but their regular lines uses Boeing. I don't know. I am sorry.
They got her. They
I
got
didn't
her
think it
hook,
would be
line,
this
and sinker.
Much of a phenomenon.
Yeah.
But it I think, and I'm going to close this and then we can stop talking about this fucking app that's taking over my life. I think it shows that like for success and for engagement and for having a good mobile game, just keep it fucking simple. Like people are hungry for non-intrusive, non-predatory, non-hyper monetized, non-hyper like almost like those children cartoons are like constantly having to like stimulate you. It's just here's simple mechanic. Enjoy. And I'm not bored of it after a week.
I have a version of Solitaire, the one that's available with Apple Arcade or whatever, downloaded on my phone because it works when I don't have internet. And that's what I do on the subway. If I'm not like listening to something, listening to something, like Solitaire, man. It's wicked.
Perfect. I love a good Solitaire game.
Yeah. Are you playing any console games right now?
I'm on the other side of that fucking fight in Final Fantasy 16.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff.
I finally got that fucking crystal dragon or whatever it's called, the one that's like all hopped up on magic power and it becomes like almost like crystal under the capital city there. If you've played the game, you know this one. I don't know why I couldn't get the timing for that attack where it just breathed fire all over the place. I would get that 800 damage in my face every time. But I got to a point finally where it killed me, but when I did retry, I was further down the fight. So it wasn't full health. It wasn't starting me from the front. It was starting me like at a third health. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I was able to kill it. But I was aboard the struggle bus. I think it doesn't help that I tried it once, twice, and then I turned off the game. And then I didn't play for 2 weeks.
That'll do it.
And then I showed up again and I'm like, this is going to be so much worse because I was so busy. And all I did for the past 2 weeks is play maybe 2 games of For Honor and just a shit ton of Sky Cards. And now I'm like, I was bad. I had to remember the controls. And I was, of course, not using the proper button to dodge because, that day I went to at work, I went to a play session and I played For Honor and then I showed up that night and I'm just like, to a game that has similar mechanics in terms of like, you attack, you dodge, you whatever. And the dodge is not on the same button. So I ran straight into that dragon a few times. I was like, where's my dodge? Oh, fuck, it's one of the bumper buttons. But yes, I killed it. And then on the other side of that, there's another epic boss battle where you become Ifrit and you have to like whack another one of these icons. And I was just like, of course, I tried it once and I failed and I turned off the console and I'm like, I need to not sit on this for 2 weeks or I'm never going to see the end of this game if I keep turning it off every time I have issues with a boss fight. This is boss fight the game.
The thing is there's some like slim line in between like stepping away for a little bit to like cool your head, as you're frustrated, but then stepping away for so long that you forget how to do things and what you were doing. That's why I always restart games.
Yeah. I think like Final Fantasy 16 is a good game. It's just starting in the summer where I have long stretches of time where I don't have time to play console games was probably a mistake. But I will get through it. I mean, Ghost of Yote is not coming out for another month and a half, so I'm
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Speaking of that, games, I mean, I'm just here sitting waiting for Zelda, or not Zelda, Pokemon. So I think I'm nearing the end of Ritual of Raven. I think I've got all the like little lands opened up. I'm getting close to doing things. One of the things you can do, like I mentioned before, was mine these gems out of the ground. They create liquid gems, and then you refine them and they make shards. Then you refine them again, and you make I don't know. They don't call them crystals. I don't remember what they call it. Anyways, and then you can charge them up with like moon powers. Anyways, one of the things is filling out a museum of all of those. Done. Solved. Finished. The other thing you have to do is you can fish in these like portals and collect things. There's a whole museum for that. I'm like 2/3, maybe close to 3/4 done that. The missions, the way that like things are going, like I've found the 3 kind of like portal keepers I'm supposed to find. Now they're helping me out, making me make these huge, like this really intense cards to be able to like amplify the power of things. When they ask me for stuff now, I have to do like breed flowers that are like 3 levels deep. So like, I have to breed 2 flowers, mush them together, then breed another 2 flowers, mush them together, then breed those flowers and mush them together, and then go up to the master one. So it's like, oh my God, I had to take notes. I was like,
you're
what
in
do
the
I
end
need?
game now. You're in the end game.
I am literally in the end game. And then of course sky cards when I have the hot minute. But now considering I'm going to be traveling in 2.5 weeks. And going like far, I got to go to Vancouver and then Kelowna. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to play, and obviously prime time to have a new handheld. But I'm like, I don't know what I want to play, and I'm not going to lie, I'm in a real itch now for like the spooky stuff, but not like the horror stuff. Which when we go to talk about Gamescom Live, goddamn, everything was spooky. But anyways, I need your and maybe the listener's opinion. So, I own Cult of the Lamb and have not played it. It's there. I own it. And then there's Dredge. What do I do? Do I play Cult of the Lamb because it's there and give that a go? Everybody freaking sings about it. And the same with Dredge. And I don't mind. I'm sure it's on like a decent sale here now. What do I do? I need something to wait for Pokemon.
Yeah, I would say like start Cult of the Lamb, and if you finish it, you can always start Dredge after. I know Dredge you're gonna like because Pascal played it and loved it, and the two of you have like similar tastes when it comes to like these little indie game things.
That we do.
I feel like there's no bad answer here.
Yeah, because the thing is that what I really want to do is play Pokemon, but Pokemon's not out for a while, and like I could go and play Scarlet, but I don't want to start again. Not now. Not when I'm so close to another game coming out.
Yeah. I would start with Call of the Land because you have it, install it. I think they announced a DLC during Gamescom too.
Did. Yeah.
And then if you finish it, you can always have Dredge ready to go if Pokemon's out and you're still traveling. I know Dredge you're gonna love. I forget what the game is about. But
it's Pascal a spooky sailing catch the fish, but they're all monsters, is my understanding. I don't know that much, which is also kind of fun. Same thing with Cult of the Lamb, outside of the fact that I'm building a cult, and I think some of them die off if I don't treat them well.
Yeah, and it's hilarious, actually. It's but I'm not saying like Beth is hilarious. It's just this game is very much a comedy.
Yeah, it's a comedy. Yeah. Comedy of horrors. Joelle loves it. I know that much. So she would be telling me to do that. Okay. Yeah. Well, I already own it, so I just got to install it. I just know myself, too. I need to start it before I leave. I cannot be starting it on the airplane.
No.
Got to start before. Okay. This is a video game podcast, so let's play a podcast game about video games. And backed by popular demand, I mean, I had to create a game in the last 20 minutes. We're playing, again, What Came First? Everybody's favorite game. So the theme today is 4. So let's start her off easy. From 2024, Catherine, what game came first? F1 24 or Little Kitty Big City?
Little Kitty Big City?
You are correct.
Yes.
May 9th. Well, F124 released on May 31st.
Oh, they were that close.
They were close.
Shit.
Going from 2024 to 2014. Titanfall or PT?
Oof.
What came first?
Yeah, because Titanfall was Shadow Drop during an event, and PT was a demo for an event as well during an event. I feel they're really close. Titanfall?
You are correct.
Oh,
Titanfall released on March 11th, PT on August 12th.
Oh, shit. Okay, so Titanfall wasn't... I thought it was really... Oh, was it? No, it was Apex Legend that they
That was Shadow Dropped, yeah.
Yeah, which is in the same universe. That's why...
Affiliated, yes. Easy to confuse. Yeah. I know, I was trying to think that. I was like, was it? I remember them talking about it. But yeah, Net did well for everybody, but they made... Did they make a second one? No.
For Titanfall?
Did we get Titanfall 2? We did get Titanfall.
I think they made Apex Legend instead. Like, I think... or was it Apex was supposed to be Titanfall 3?
Titanfall.
No, I think they made a Titanfall 2.
No, we got Titanfall 2 existed.
Yeah.
Titanfall 2 existed. I was like, I feel like if not, I'm living in a Twilight Zone. Okay. Continuing on this crazy train to 2004. EverQuest 2 or Mario Party 6?
Oh, God.
This is a blind shot in the dark.
All of these have been educated guesses so far. Like, listen, this is not a test of my knowledge and skill. This is a test of my luck.
Your logic.
Mario Party?
Unfortunately, you missed out on that one.
Aww.
EverQuest 2 released on November 8th. Mario Party 6 released on December 6th. A rare December release. Makes sense, though, right before holiday. And it was 2004. Now, 1994.
Okay.
Earthworm Jim or Super Metroid? Which came first?
I only played one of those two. I'm going to say Earthworm Jim.
Unfortunately, you are mistaken. Super Metroid released on April 18th. Earthworm Jim released sometime in October.
Sometime in October.
In 1994, we didn't care. Sometime in October.
I just showed up to the video store to rent these cartridges, and you looked at the news thing.
There you go.
And you got whatever. Like, you didn't take note of the date. You were just like, neat.
Game!
And then, yeah.
Last one.
Okay.
1984.
Oh, goddamn. I wasn't even born.
True. Excite Bike or King's Quest? What came first?
Excite Bike?
Nope. It's King's Quest.
Shit.
May 10th. Excite Bike released on November 30th, 1984. Yeah, I couldn't play when I was 10 months old. I wasn't that good.
That being said, though, once we did get the Nintendo when I was 5 or 6, and we got a cartridge of Excite Bike, I played the shit out of that.
And Dad and I used to play King's Quest, and we had... Okay, here's a throwback. Before we had walkthroughs and YouTube Let's Plays and everything. And then prior to that, you would have those like books. Like I had that Final Fantasy X-2 book with like all the like, it was like an art book mixed with like tips and tricks and whatever else. They had these, they had these other books. This was a paper book, but the way that it was printed was red and blue ink, and it came with a set of glasses. And in order to get the solutions, you had to put on the glass that would make one of the red disappear so you could see the answer to the solution to the puzzle in the game in the page. So it wouldn't spoil you.
Wow.
Yeah. Have you ever seen those before?
No.
Yeah.
That is amazing. But also, I never got any of the guidebooks. I just had friends that were much nerdier than me.
I think this came with the game.
Oh,
this
really?
one came in the box. Yeah, because I mean, when Dad and I played King's Quest, obviously it released in 1984, so this is quite a few years later. But it was on PC, and I just remember having that book and looking through it and being like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing ever. Like, what a great way not to get spoiled.
Oh, yeah. It's so simple.
Yeah. Have you ever seen those people who do tattoos like that too? Where it's red, it's like magenta and blue. And when you look at it normally, it looks like one thing. And then you put on the color glasses and looks like something else. Or put on the other color and it looks something else.
Or they do the blue and red, the 2 lines. And then when you put them, it looks 3D.
Yeah, stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Craziness. Yep, I remember that many moons ago. I thought that thing was the coolest. And then I lost the glasses.
Oh, quelle tragédie.
I know. Tragic. All right. Time for topic of the show. We're going to cover the GamesCom's highlights. We're going to do that right after this break. Alrighty then. We're back. GamesCom happened last week. And with that, had GamesCom opening night live, hosted by Jeff Neely. I unfortunately could not watch it in full, so I caught up on a lot of the content afterwards, watched the trailers that I was intrigued by. Catherine, how about you?
Same. Like, I don't watch any of these shows. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. It's also because
annoying.
The time zone change, too, is a little bit of a challenge because it's in the middle of the workday. I believe it was on a weekday.
Yeah, it's based out of Cologne in Germany. So, it was smack dab in the middle of the day. With my schedule, I couldn't watch it. I saw people were like watching it live and talking about it in my various Discords, and I was like, neat. And then, let's spoil it. When they announced the date for Silk Song, it just exploded. And then, so Hollow Knight Silk Song coming September 4th.
I mean, that's next week.
It is.
Next Thursday, to be exact.
Yeah, that is in a week and 3 days. As of recording this.
Yeah, so, a week when we usually launch this on Thursdays. For a game that we never ever thought was actually going to come. We're going to have it very soon.
I'm surprised they just didn't shadow drop it, but I guess this is as close as they could get to shadow dropping it.
Mm-hmm.
I did not play the first Hollow Knight. I'm sorry, I'm not on the Hollow Knight train because I am not a big fan of these platform side-scrollers. Was never a fan when it was like the big thing to play when I was a kid, and nowadays I'm like, cool story, bro. I'm happy for you. Unless it's one of those like co-op ones that are fun to play with a friend, couch co-op, like I played the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ones, right? That was made by Tribute Games, I think. That was fun. I wouldn't have played it alone though. I played it with my friend sitting on the couch. But yeah, so really, really happy. That was like the biggest news. Everything else, I was just like, is it worth to talk about everything else that's happening?
Well, I mean, the thing that caught my eye was the fact that they announced the early access for Moonlighter 2, which looks so different.
Really?
Holy smokes. Go look at what the graphics look like from Moonlighter, the original game.
It was pixel art, right?
Yeah. Now it's spiffy now. It's all like it's still isometric. It still looks in the same family, but it is not pixel art anymore. Now it's like 3D. It's so pretty. I can't wait to play it. October 25th. Early access. Early access is only on PC though, so I'm gonna have to sit and play that on PC. Totally fine with that. Well worth it.
Usually they do it. It's so easy for them to do that with Steam. So
early access is harder on console. So, but that's fine. I'll play it there. Do like I do with all these games where I play it and play it and play it and say, okay, I need to stop because I need to wait. And then I'll wait. That's what I did.
Yeah.
Did the same thing with Coral Island. Did the same thing with Moonlight Peaks.
Yeah, I tend to wait for the game to be out.
Yeah, that's it. I do enjoy like the first test to kind of have like a little bit of a flavor to learn, the mechanics and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm excited about that. But elsewise, as I was flipping through all the different trailers in the IGN article talking about everything that was announced, which was a lot. 2 things I noticed. 1, holy cow, lots of spooky games.
Yeah, too much horror.
A lot of horror, a lot of R. Also, I felt like a lot of things were female fronted.
Yeah. Yeah, there was way more diversity in the type of protagonist.
Like that Resident Evil Requiem. I'm never going to be able to play with that.
Me neither. I saw it was like one top of the show, I think, or like it's the first trailer in this IGN article.
Yep.
And I was just like, cool story, bro. Really happy for you. It's the second one. I was just like, cool story. Not even watching that trailer.
Oh, I watched it. I was curious just based on how they had it described. I'm like, okay, I have to watch this now. And yeah, essentially it's a girl and her mom, and she's on her computer. Her mom comes back. They look like they're staying in some kind of hotel. And then the power goes out and her mom's like, we gotta go. And you're like, and the little girl's like, what? Well, she's like a teenager or like early 20s. And then they're walking in the hall, the lights are out or whatever, they got flashlights, and they see this, I guess the caretaker of the hotel or whatever, and he comes through, he's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry about the power outage. And then someone decides to throw a plastic bag over his head and slit his throat, and then the lights go out again, and then they run, and then they get stuck in a room, and she's like, we need to get out of here. And then the way the mom's talking to her is like she's gonna disappear, and then all of a sudden there's a slice sound, the girl screams, it goes to the title card. Yeah. It comes out on my birthday next year. Guess what I won't be doing on my birthday? Too scary.
Too spooky.
Yeah, I ended up watching that. I watched the Everwind, which is like Minecraft meets Fortnite, means other weird isometric kind of style building games.
It's Minecraft, but with mods pre-installed. That's what it feels like.
I know.
Honestly.
I'm very, very interested to figure out what this is.
I'm cautiously curious. It's just like, I'm sorry. I get that, we need diversity in games, but it's like, if we already have Minecraft, why are you making something that looks exactly like it?
Yeah, I need to see what differentiates it, because Minecraft's doing some
gameplay
great stuff lately. So I'm in that scene, so I'm constantly watching YouTube videos about the updates that are coming, and the way that they changed last year when they changed their to drops instead of like where they're trying to do more frequent updates, and the way that they're doing it is just like random stuff is showing up in the game in some of the testing builds that they send out. And, like, they're doing some crazy shit. Like, they have new mechanics so during one of their Minecraft lives a few years ago, they used to do this thing called a mob vote, where you'd have 3 different mobs and the community would vote and only one would be put into the game. There was one time where there was this mob called the Copper Golem, and they decided he was going to be, do one feature or whatever, one kind of mechanic, and he didn't get chosen. And then now all of a sudden they brought him back, but they gave him a wicked new skill set. He can actually sort items for you. And it's like, where has this been my whole life? For someone who likes to hoard items in a game. Can't confirm. Exactly. Doing that right now in the game I'm playing. And yeah. And then also too, they're adding in shelves. They're adding it and the rumor mill is they're going to update the end sometime soon. Like, they're constantly updating this game. I'm curious to see what Everwind is, because there are already some games out there. It's going to be hard to take the players away from Minecraft and Roblox and Fortnite and all these kinds of games that have those kind of build. Now I know Fortnite is very different now, but still,
it's, I don't know. I'm very curious about it, because it's like, it's a co-op survivor game. I'm like, get in line, buddy. And it's like, but we have like all this farming and shit and blocks, and I'm just like, that's Minecraft.
Yeah,
but our game looks better. Yeah, Minecraft with mods. Get in line.
But that's the other thing. Minecraft is starting to release the what do they call it? Something visuals. Anyways, higher rendered version of Minecraft with better visuals and lighting dynamics and all that kind of stuff that is coming now. That's optional. If you have the powerful computer or console to run it, you can. But if not, you can turn it off, because they have to deal with Java, and then they have Bedrock, and that needs to run on a phone.
Yeah.
So, so those are 4 that we talked about. Did you watch the Ghost of Yote trailer?
Yes, it looks really good.
Is that also female focused?
Yeah. The new protagonist is a lady.
Love that. It looks like she's out for revenge.
Yes. I don't know much about the story. I have been purposely not looking at shit. I looked at this one and I was like, yeah, it looks good. But yeah, I am purposely not looking at stuff. I just want game. Yes, please and thank you. But they did announce in this trailer, they did announce that a free DLC called Legends is coming in 2026. For Ghost of Yotei.
Did they do that for Tsushima? The Legends one? I feel like they did.
Like a free DLC?
Something like that. Multiplayer.
Don't remember.
I know. It's not something because we don't play tons of multiplayer games.
But I just remember playing Ghost of Tsushima through. I don't remember it being a DLC or having a DLC after the fact. I feel like Ghost of Tsushima was one and done. They didn't even do DLC.
Legends? Hold on, I'm looking. Yeah. It's a co-op multiplayer mode for Ghost of Tsushima that was released on October 16th, 2020. I'm like, I knew there was another one.
So they're doing the same for Yotei, so cool story, bro. Won't be playing it.
You're just going to play the real deal game.
Again, not a multiplayer, big of a multiplayer, especially that I work on a multiplayer game. Like, I like to not think about multiplayer mechanics when I come home. But yeah, last week we were shitting on Inzoi.
Just talking about
talking.
Yeah. Smack talking because it didn't have the greatest early access release.
Exactly. I didn't even realize it was out of early access.
But
they announced a DLC during Gamescom opening night live. I was like, shit.
For real?
Out
of. I mean, I saw the same thing you did, but I'm like, I'm confused.
It's called Paradise Island or something. So your Inzoi can go on a vacation. That trailer was weird.
Okay, no, it's out. The game was released in early. Hold on.
Is it still early access?
Inzoi is an upcoming. This is what Wikipedia says. It's an upcoming life simulation game developed by Inzoi Studio and published by Krafton. The game was released in early access on Windows on March 28th, 2025. On June 9th, 2025, during Apple's WWDC 2025, Craig Fady announced that the game will be released on macOS alongside consoles in 2025. Okay, that's fine.
Then why did they announce a DLC?
Then why is there a DLC? Is it free?
Is it a game update?
I'm so confused.
Well, that trailer was confusing because they're like, hey, you can go on a paradise vacation. And one of them is like, he's vacationing in his mind because he's in fucking prison, in jail or something.
A resort town inspired by Bali is slated for release in free DLC. Is it that? This is what Wikipedia and Wikipedia coming wrong, right?
Yeah. I guess it is still in early access, and they're just announcing updates as free DLC.
No, it released on 2020. Okay, the Mac OS version of Inzoi announced WWDC 2025 released on August 20th, 2025. So that was last week. But Inzoi supports modding with official mod support starting May 2025. I'm very confused. Is this game actually out? Can you spend money on it? It's an actual full-on game. I am confused.
I don't know. Is this a DLC or is it just a content?
I know. IGN says it's DLC.
Anyway.
Okay, so if I go to the Steam page, because Steam does not lie, it still says early access.
Okay, Steam is our source of truth.
Early access game. Get instant access and start playing. Get involved with the game as it develops. That's how it's listed right now if you go and buy it. And then it says Inzoi Island Getaway is free DLC.
Okay.
And it came on the 20th.
This is some Star Citizen bullshit.
Maybe it's going to be an infinite beta. Infinite beta.
I hate it. Thanks, I hate it.
What else? Ooh. Last week we talked about
Zom,
Zom and the whole YouTube video. I got halfway through and had stopped one evening because I needed to go to bed and forgot to pick it back up again. But I got halfway through the video. He did a fantastic mea culpa of like explaining why the editing made it seem the way it did. Like kudos to people who make games.
That's what I talked about the whole time, like last time.
Fantastic.
I had started the part where he does like new information.
Yeah.
I finished it. It's basically an hour of him sitting with Argo and Donna, I think, Donna is her name, which are 2 extra from Zaum. And Argo was best friend with Richard, his name is, the lead writer from Disco Elysium. And they kind of like fell out and whatever. If you watch that documentary by People Make Games, you will know why the game they announced, that Zaum announced at Gamescom, was not Disco Elysium 2, and that game is probably dead.
Yeah.
Because as it stands in the studio at Zaum, they have nobody that worked on the original game left. They have people that worked on the final cut.
Yeah, no senior leadership of the people who worked on the original.
Or the original creatives.
Yeah.
And Aro and Donna they worked on that sequel before they left.
And do you think that's what they were talking about with the code name? Because weren't they talking with a code name? And it's probably that Zero Parades. Yeah. Parades. Oh my God. Why am I having a hard time reading that? Zero Parades. The trailer feels like Disco Elysium, but uses a little bit more realism in the mix there. But like that painterly clay like effect. I'm curious to see what comes out of it. Because like that Disco Elysium was so huge. People are probably not outside of our circles and whatever, are probably not going to know the story what happened. And if they're going in for Disco Elysium, I don't know if that's what they're going to get in the end.
I mean, they might get the feeling that this game feels more corporate.
Potentially.
That could be it. That could be it. Or it kind of like feels similar, but is completely different, which, some studios do that. Like between Horizon Zero Dawn and Killzone, it's really, really different what Guerrilla did, right? So I'm not here to say, this game's going to be bad. It's just they're not working on Disco Elysium 2, as said by the People Make Game. Instead, they're working on Zero Parades, and it looks really interesting. It's still a small studio, and it's coming out of a place that you don't see a lot of games come out from, like in backwaters, Eastern Europe. Like not the Europe with the wee baguette, but the Europe that's like, vodka,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be, I'm hopeful about this game.
Yeah, I'm curious. Really curious.
Yeah.
I've got to give my shout out for best cinematic to World of Warcraft Midnight. Did you watch that?
I did not, but Blizzard makes 10 out of 10 cinematics. They're a better cinematic studio than they are an actual game studio.
They're a better cinematic studio than I've seen a lot of movie studios, okay?
Yeah.
Holy sweet mother of pearl. There's this one shot with a close-up of like, I guess they're elves, and it's of her face, and she's like looking into this like body of what I'm assuming is golden yellow water light, and it's like projecting on her face, and the refraction of the light from water is showing up on her face, and it's so emotive and looks perfect, and I'm just like, wow.
I kind of skipped over it because I was like, oh yeah, I know it's going to be good. I have to go back and watch it. It's just every time I watched a World of Warcraft cinematic, I was like, I wish this was actually the game we're playing.
Yeah.
Because the cinematics are so much better than the actual game. And it's not because the game is bad. It's just like they make these epic cinematic, and then you have like an online MMO that comes with its limitation and its type of gameplay. But I'm just like, Blizzard makes better cinematics than it makes games, and it does outshine so many movies.
I mean, between Overwatch and Diablo and World of Warcraft, like, hot damn, they make some pretty shit.
Yeah.
Anytime they do like magical, mystical stuff too, it's just like, looks so good. There was so much stuff. Like, that's just a mere fraction of what was covered. I'm just trying to scroll through the list now to see if there's anything else that
there was
tickled my fancy. Oh yeah,
there was a Call of Duty trailer for, I think it was for Black Ops 7.
That would make sense. Isn't that what's coming out soon?
But I'm going to shout out to what really is going to bring Simon and Pascal together, which there's going to be a crossover between Monster Hunter World or Monster Hunter Wilds and Final Fantasy XIV. That's it. Their two worlds, two of their favorite games, their two worlds colliding into an event in Final Fantasy 14. I don't know if that's going to make Pascal resub to FF14.
Let's see. Only time will tell.
I saw that and thought of them immediately.
There's one game that I'm really curious about just because of the pedigree of the person creating it. Death by Scrolling. It's Ron Gilbert. Yes. He made Monkey Island and Manic Mansion. So the aim is to survive purgatory long enough to amass enough gold to pay the ferryman to get you out of there.
And the game keeps scrolling up.
Yep.
So you have to move. You have to run away.
Yep.
You have to run.
So Infinite Runner, interesting concept. The art style looks like what you would see in an old Legend of Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm very curious. Apparently Gilbert has been blogging about the development of this game for a while. But the first time we've actually seen it in action.
It looks interesting. It's one of those, like, if you like a good roguelike, I think this one is gonna tickle your fancy.
Mm-hmm. Kat, there were so many other ones, but I think that was my favorite of the lot.
Yeah, I kind of like zeroed in on Ghost of Yote and a few funky ones, but there was a lot of horror survivor set in a not so distant future, horror survivor set. I was just like, all right, guns online.
Or Road Kings official reveal trailer, where it's a truck driving simulation game developed by Saber Interactive. Players will begin from humble beginnings as a rookie truck driver to get behind the wheel of a 40-ton semis hauling cargo across coastal plains in the American South. Manage multiple jobs, trailers, and routes from busy Jacksonville to the shady streets of historic Savannah. Hey, I live there! Plan a route. Now I have to play. Plan a route to satisfy all clients and take precautions against road hazards, weather, and more. Road Kings is launching on 2026 on PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC.
Listen, Euro Truck Simulator has had very good success. Like, this is probably going to make gangbusters.
Yeah, I just like the shot in the beginning too, where it's like the truck and it doesn't have an act. It's just like the truck part. It doesn't actually have cargo, and it looks like it's like on like a very precarious bridge that's half broken in some crazy storm, and it's got like sparks coming from it, and it's just like, whoa, okay, this game got intense.
Yeah, I'm like, this. I don't remember this from Euro Truck. Euro Truck was just getting from point A to point B in Europe.
Yeah. How many games were actually announced or shown off in this event? Let's do a count. Oh, wait. Does this see all have everything listed here? Oh my God. Was this all of them? No, this is not loading properly. Okay. I'm just going to count. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
A few moments later.
32. Oh my God. 6, 7, 8. I'm not at the end. 9, 50. 1, 2. Jeez. 3, 4, 5, 4. 54. Holy shit.
Count? Does that count the teaser from the Fallout show?
Yes, it does. Teaser from the Fallout show, and first look at Indiana Jones and the Great Circle DLC. I counted everything that had a headline.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
that's a lot.
That, they wonder why these shows take 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Speaking of a lot, that's the end of this podcast. When you get the segues, you just gotta kind of run with it. When the door opens, you walk through, right?
Never skip an opportunity.
Never. I gave a presentation last week, and I owned every segue that was handed to me, and even went, that's a good segue. Let's talk about podcasts. Fantastic. And with that, if you enjoy this show, please go check out the show notes on girlsongames.ca for links to all the stories mentioned in this episode, mainly the GamesCom conference coverage that IGN did. Kat always puts that together for us every week. Much appreciated, Kat. If you have the power to rate and review this podcast where you are consuming it, that would be much appreciated. Why? It helps with discovery, pushes us up in the rankings, and any comments you leave help us build our show. Thank you, Kat, for another week of holding down the fort with me. I'm really looking forward to Joelle coming back. just because I miss
so
her.
many stories.
Oh my God. We might as well just have to do a separate episode where she just tells us. It'll be like the bonus episode, which just tells us about all her stories. If not, everybody, it's going to be a 2-hour episode. Just strap in. Thank you, Kat, for joining me. And please shout out your social media handle so people can follow you anywhere and everywhere online.
I am CSDESBINS on Blue Sky, Instagram, Twitter, all the places. But I am woefully ignoring them because of Sky cards working as intended. But you can always find me on the Girls on Games Discord. I always hang out there.
I'm Leah Jew on most social media platforms, but of course you want to follow Girls on Games. You can track us down at The Girls on Games on X and Facebook. Just Girls on Games, no the in there on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, TikTok, discord.me/girlsongames to continue this conversation and more. But of course, if you ever want to know anything at all, you can track it down at our home base. That's our website, girlsongames.ca. Thanks, Kat. It's been another lovely week in video games, and I'm going to go finish Ritual of Raven, and then I guess Call of the Lamb is next. Keeping with the spooky themes. Spoopy indeed. Have an excellent week, everybody. Talk soon. Bye.
Bye.